Okay, Think and Grow Rich starts with thinking. Now you might be like, why does this matter for making money? Just teach me how to make money and then I'll make money. What do I need to do here? But your actions here actually come from how you think. Because if you don't know how to think and what to do, your actions that need to happen will not be in alignment with the money. And so right away in Think and Grow Rich, it talks about the power of your thoughts. Okay? And it talks about this gentleman, Mr. Barnes. And he really, really, really wants to work for Thomas Edison and get to know him. You guys know Thomas Edison? He invented the light bulb. Oh. Okay? He really wanted to, but this guy, he didn't have anything of value, nothing of value. He didn't have a connection. He didn't even know him. He didn't know. How is he going to work with one of the best inventors of all time? And in this book, it teaches you how you should think so that you can act your way to achievement. Which achievement will reach your goal. You'll get money. You'll be happy. And something I'm very passionate about, you'll reach your potential. So this guy, Mr. Barnes, did end up working with Thomas Edison. How? Okay, I told you he doesn't have connections. He doesn't have the money. What are the things? So he knows, first off, thoughts are things. Okay? This is so powerful. Even if you're focusing on stupid stuff, you're getting worked up about stupid things. You're saying mean things to yourself. You are saying rude things to yourself. You're saying that you don't believe. You have a lack of belief. You don't think it's possible. You think the world is evil or awful. Even if there's parts of it, you're feeding that. And that's becoming a thing, a possession. That is becoming reality because you thought that. It's not becoming reality because it's reality. It's becoming reality because that's what you thought. And so he knew that thoughts are things. He also had a burning desire. I have a video on my channel. If it's not out, it will be. But burning desire. Have you seen that in kids when they want it? Maybe they want a sleepover. I know I used to want a sleepover. And then, sometimes it would be a no from my parents. And, I just let it be. But most of the time, it was my best friend. We had so much fun together. And we're like, why can't we? And we wanted it so badly. We desired it so bad. It was burning. We persisted. We kept asking. And we were probably super annoying. But we asked and asked and asked. And we came up with ideas. Or we had presentations. Or we would persist. And we would keep asking. And we would give them good arguments. Not trying to be disrespectful, but just trying to get what we wanted. And eventually, a lot of times, we would get the sleepover. Yay! But it started with that burning desire. Just for Thomas Edison, he really desired it. So we have to know that our thoughts are things. What we think will come out into reality. Okay? So we want to put these good things into our mind so that we then get these good thoughts. And then we really got to want it. We have to want it. It is difficult to get some of these things, to work with someone like Thomas Edison. But it starts with desire, deciding what you want. So what do you want? And then you got to want it bad enough. Okay? Another part of it is that it was definite. Okay? It was very clear. So he wanted to work with, actually, and I think I said for before, with Thomas, not for. So Oprah has said this. Most people don't get where they want to go because they don't No. So you have to know where you want to go so you can start getting there. If you don't know, you're not going to take the path that will get you there. So it was very, very definite, clear, and he then translated that desire into reality. And that's what we want, right? We want what we want to become a reality. And that's what this book teaches you all about. Okay, let's stay on this a little more. I think this is the first story for a reason. So, Mr. Edison, how did Mr. Barnes end up working with the Thomas Edison? Remember, with, not just for. So it actually started with for, okay? He actually ended up working with him. Okay, so he went down, he figured it out, and then he started working for him. Okay, he was like an employee for him. Okay, that's a start. Remember, you have to start somewhere. It doesn't just automatically happen. Like his biggest desire and goal is here, but it might start smaller and eventually you could get here. It's just like walking up a staircase. If it's a big staircase, are you probably going to jump all the way up here? Or do you need to actually take some steps? Maybe you could skip a step or two, but usually you have to start here and go one step at a time. How do you eat an elephant? I've heard before. One bite at a time. Okay, so you have to be willing to start here to get here. And I think a lot of times we have this big goal that's great and people will stop because it takes these steps and you don't always know the clear steps. It's not always super obvious for the eye to see. And that's why we're talking a lot today about the brain and the mind, because even though we don't see it in reality yet, keyword is yet, we don't see it, it's not here. If we use the right brain strategies, eventually it will be in reality, okay? Now, with our desires, another thing you have to have is determination. Okay, so when you want something bad enough, you're probably going to be determined. You're probably going to be persistent. Just like I talked about with that sleepover or something you really want, we were determined. We were kids. We loved spending time together. We knew sleepovers were super, super fun. And so we had that determination. We had that desire, but that helped us be determined and keep our focus, okay? So you don't want to change your desire. If you want to have the sleepover, if you want a nice strawberry banana smoothie, don't settle for just an apple, okay? Sometimes in life, that's what we're going to get. But even if I get an apple from someone, I'm going to still focus on this smoothie because that is what I really want, okay? And so he talks about how Barnes had a bulldog determination, like very, very determined, very, very fierce. He wasn't going to give up. He was very just, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep going. And that's what eventually, after months and months went by, he was working for him. But eventually he was in the office and he realized that Mr. Edison had created a dictating machine. Okay? A new invention. And a lot of the salesmen didn't want to sell it or thought it was crazy or that it was going to take a lot of effort. And Barnes, instead of having this thinking and mentality, saw it as an opportunity. And so we have to be looking for the opportunities. And in the book, it talks about how sometimes the opportunities don't seem like it or it doesn't come in the way we thought. Like maybe Mr. Barnes thought that he was going to, do something with the light bulb with him. Okay, he was like, I want to be with the light bulb. I want to be with the light bulb. But maybe his desire really was about working with him. So he didn't specify, I want to work with the light bulb with him, right? But he's like, oh, this is his great invention. Maybe I'll do something with him with that and we could create a new product. No, all he said was, I want to work with him. So he was open to this machine. Even if other people were like, this is crazy, this is stupid, he's like, I want to work with him. I don't care what I do. I want to work with him and I will try to do this. So he became the top salesman here. So he went out and sold and sold and sold and sold. And eventually he actually sold it so well that Thomas Edison gave him a contract to sell it all over the world. And he even started saying and packaging it as made by Edison, installed by Barnes. Amazing. What? So he's literally in the same sentence of this huge invention. He's working with him. He's doing it together. Okay? And he actually created a partnership. You could think that this is still a sales thing and he's still an employee. But no, he eventually created a partnership with Thomas Edison, and he got a contract and he got extra money and stuff from all the sales that he did, and believing in that product. And belief is a really important thing too. Being willing to believe in yourself, believe in your goals, believe that it could happen. It all starts there. And so decide what you want. It starts with the decision, decide, and then you got to have that desire, and then you got to keep going. And that's a big part that we'll talk more about. People don't continue on. They don't believe. They don't continue on in their life, but you have to. You have to. You can do it.